Vesi, Mitko, and Stefan, please join me here. I can't introduce each one of you, so I would love to ask you to introduce yourself with a few words.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so with few words, who am I? Some of you know me. My name is Vesi. I'm part of the core design in SAP, and I'm doing design for the past, like, how many? 12 or 13 years, but I was in the IT sector for more than that. Recently, I'm very interested in AI, and some of you heard what I think about it and what can be done with it. Yeah, this is about me.
All right. Can you hear me? Right? All right. So I'm next. So my name is Dimiter Simov. I'm also a UX designer, part of the core design team in SAP. Together with Vesi, we are colleagues, actually. We also started at the same date. I've been a designer, I don't know, for more than 10, 15 years, and I've been through through all of its process. I mean, from print design, web design, mobile design, game design, so yeah. Until I decided to focus more on the user experience.
I'm Stefan. I'm in UX for more than 10 years now. 5 years, the latest 5 years as a manager, and for more than 1 year now, I'm really heavily involved into AI, both as a tool that we saw big opportunity for our design team at Quantif to really be more efficient, and to even be able to, supply some skills that we were not so good at, for example, like copywriting and writing texts. And for the past few months, I'm actually also very heavily involved in the development of AI products that we do at Quantif. So I think that's enough for me. So Jimmy, to you.
For me? Yeah, it's enough for me too, so yes. As you can see, these are people who are interested in AI. I hope some of you are interested as well. On the practical side, so these are not people who are building AI, inventing AI, so they're just like us. That's why it's interesting to talk about AI to them, not to anybody who's inventing AI. And I have like the most difficult question first, so it's like, is AI good or bad?
Depends. It depends on how you want to use it, and for what you want to use it, because AI does not have conscious. AI doesn't have moral. It does whatever it thinks it's right, and sometimes it's not right for the people, because it calculates the situation. It sees, for example, this moral dilemma where there is it was a tram with people that are colliding into a young girl and an old man. Who will the tram hit, the girl or the man? This is something that we as people cannot decide, because we don't want to kill anyone, we don't want to lose anyone's life. But the AI will calculate something and will choose instead of us. This is just an example of where AI can go bad. And for me it depends on how you use it, where you put the stop for the AI to decide, and what is the purpose.
First of all, we are talking about AI, but it's not real AI, right? It's generative AI. So it's something, I would say, completely different in its essence, but if it's good or bad, that's really how we decide to engage it and also talk about and look at it. I wouldn't say that we can decide yet if it's something good and at what stake we are talking about, but we are just at the beginning of exploring the AI opportunities, how to work with it, right? It's not something that, at least I don't think that something that will replace us. Yeah, it's maybe it was one of the things which was not expected at the beginning. I mean, the creative industry to be the one that is mostly attacked by generative AI, right? We are talking about photographers, filmmakers, designers, musicians, whatever this is, everything in the aspect of generative AI for the moment, at least. So I think we can't say really it's good or bad, but we have to strive to learn more how to use it in our advantage and how to explore it in future.
I don't know if I'm going to answer the question directly with what I'm about to say, but I think that one thing AI is for sure is that it's very personal. So AI and what I do with it, it's very personal to me as it's for each one of you. So in the context of UX, it's more, for me, it feels like some sort of a magnifying glass. And somebody told me that quote some years ago, that money and power is like the magnifying glass for the quality of person you are. So if you use AI with good intentions, it's gonna be good for you. For UX design, of course, I mean. If you have some bad intention, you know, if you wanna use AI with some dark pattern, it's gonna support you in that, and then it's gonna be bad. So I think it doesn't boil to the AI itself. It all comes down to the way it kind of personalizes to you and to the way you use it. So for you, it's gonna be kind of the way you are, the way you hope to see it, and it's gonna respond to that. And I hope AI is good because we use it in such a way, not the opposite.
Okay, so you're boring, actually, saying the same thing in a different way. No, I'm just kidding, of course, but can we go a bit deeper into what Stefan was saying? He said it depends on how you're using it, but then isn't there this danger that we will be actually becoming reliant on AI? That is, we get used to AI doing things kind of okay, and we just stop checking and just start relying on AI for everything.
I think it's a fair question to ask because AI is still, I mean, it's a companion. Without us, AI is nothing. It needs to be primed, it needs to know about us. And if we use AI to become more lazy, I don't think that's of any value to anyone and anything. So for me, AI is something that can, you know, compensate for some of my weaknesses, but still not something to replace my strengths. So that comes when I become judgmental about it and about what AI suggests me, because at the end of the day, I'm the designer. I'm kind of clicking the mouse. It's not the AI telling me what to do, and if it tries to tell me, I still have my, you know, critical thinking. So I think AI is not here to make us more lazy and to, you know, help us cut some corners. But AI can still help us, you know, cut the corners that are not so important. And then that's upon us. That's our, how to say, that's when we become responsible about the ways in which we use AI. And yesterday at the workshop, that's also something we discussed. In the end, that AI is not here to, you know, definitely not here to replace us, but it's not also here to give us all the answers. I mean, it's our role as the designers to know the user AI is not going to interview the users. It may know some things, it may know some bits. They can be of value to us, but it's still our judgment, our experience, our understanding of the user, our empathy, that he has to make the ultimate decision, not the AI itself.
Do you have anything to add?
Maybe not that much. After all, the AI, if we're talking about laziness, for example, it will help us definitely to go through the mundane task. I mean, something really basic that you can start from, but you definitely will build on later, right? I mean, it will help you to skip that part where you have to just show or start with something really casual, something really basic, something really, the layout is already used so many times, right? So it can really help you to start from there, to build something basic, and to let you build on this. I mean, I just repeated myself, but in general, yeah.
So you see this as a kind of like AI helping you boost your creativity, or am I getting it wrong?
Mostly yes. For sure, there will be maybe, as I said, for these type of tasks that are really routine. I mean, if we are talking about to be lazy there, maybe yes, but also it will save you sometimes. So, yeah, mostly on the good part. I mean, it will definitely boost your creativity.
Rather help you to unlock your creativity, because in the beginning when you start thinking about new ideas, you usually repeat some old ideas, something that you've seen somewhere, or something that you've remembered somehow, and in your consciousness, not consciousness,
Mind, memory?
subconscious, yeah, something that you've heard, but you somehow think that it's your idea, but it's not. So you can see what AI offers you, and you can build on those ideas and create something better than the first ideas that you have.
Maybe also something else to add. I mean, depending on the AI, it works based on its main data, how it's trained, right? If it's a huge amount of data, it will have more structures, more patterns and combinations to show you as a result. So imagine that there are many design systems out there, different styles and everything. If you want to mix something, for example, it will take a lot of time, right? But AI here can really help you to see what possible combinations there are out there, and you can build on this afterwards without wasting a lot of time just to mix it, experiment.
Okay, sounds good. Stefan, do you have anything to add here? No?
Not on this
I
one.
just want to add something. There is one danger, that if the boss decides that AI will do your job somehow, because we know that there are out there bosses who want to be cheaper and easier and faster. This is the real danger, that we need to educate our bosses and the bosses of the companies that AI is not the panacea. AI is here just to help us to achieve our goals, not to do our job. This is what I wanted to add.
Okay, yeah, that's very nice what you're saying. I don't know. Have you ever been able to convince our bosses in anything?
Sometimes you can.
Thinking about the previous panels and the topics about,
Besides
seat on the
giving a
table.
seat on the table, yeah.
But then, this is good, but will actually UI really be able to replace us as UX people? Let's not use just designers, but also researchers, content writers. Is there such danger?
No, I don't think so. You always need the human touch, right? I mean, especially if you want to do something emotional, I mean, you can go without a human being. So the AI, at the end of the day, I mean, the generative AI is something that should predict your next word, but it's not a human. I mean, it doesn't have this touch, so there's always should be a person there.
For now,
For now, at least, yeah.
for now, it can only help us, or also give us a little bit of headache. For example, when you generate something and you lose a lot of time just to generate the thing that you imagine and that you need, and if you calculate the time, for example, some kind of an image, if you count the time, how many times you've generated the same and the same prompt until you get the result, if you sit down and do it in Photoshop or Figma or wherever, it could be that this thing that you've wasted like 2 hours, you could do it for half an hour by yourself.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, this is something that we currently teaching how to use, right? So at the time, this will take less and less. It's like every other tool. I mean, when you start with Photoshop, for example, it's the same. I mean, so many things take you so much time, but afterwards, you're getting faster and faster.
I think it's up to us. If we're lazy, it will replace us. If we push back on it and don't embrace it, it will push us away and take our spot. So I think it's up to us actually to find meaningful ways in which we can really use the AI. And I think there were a few, for me, thought-provoking, sentences from the morning that really gave a perspective of how we should really embrace and make sense of it rather than try to resist it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's all up to us, and it's all about our attitude, and if we're open to learn from it, to learn with it, to learn how to use it to our best, because I think that's what makes us human really replaceable, that we are very adaptable, very adjustable. We can see that AI is also like that, but if we're able to, somehow bond together, I think that's what would make us actually irreplaceable.
Yeah, I can relate to that, and if I can try to put a historic perspective on this, I'm not aware of a technology, whatever it might be, that has replaced humans. It might have changed the way they work, they might have changed their jobs, but in essence, every new technology has actually increased the need for humans. Because think about it, 200 years ago, the number of humans on Earth was, 2 billion or something like that. And today it's 8 billion. We have all those magnificent technologies around, and we still don't have enough workforce, right?
Yep.
But okay, let me twist the question a little bit. So talking about UX, so we know studies of UX, where we measure user satisfaction, usability, whatever, and these results tend to be around 60-something, 70, and they've been like this for the last, since I'm in the business 25 years. Will AI help us change that? That is, increase UX?
It could be. Recently, I've heard the term predictive design, and also there were some talks about creating interfaces that are tailor-made for the person who is using those interfaces. And probably if you get something that is tailored especially for you, can raise your experience and your satisfaction with the application that you're using. But still, again, how much are you, because if you want to get something tailor-made, you need to give your data. You need to give everything to the AI, and AI to tailor-made the interface for you. It depends on how much you want to spend, to give from your private data to the AI, to operate with it, to create the UI, especially for you.
This sounds cool, actually. I can tell, hey, this is my Outlook. Modify it so that it fits my need. That sounds good.
Yeah, but how much are you willing to give from your data to get this
All of it?
experience? Okay.
That's funny, and somehow I don't know if it's related, but this book title came into my mind. Steve Crooks, "Don't Make Me Think." How do you understand that? Actually, stop thinking? No, we understand it a different way. We don't want to make the user think about things that should be obvious to them or maybe unnecessary. And I think AI has the power, to unlock that one step further than UX, with UX, of course, with the partnership of UX. So I think that's kind of an inherent power in it, because yes, we humans can process data very well. We can understand semantical meaning of data. We can understand emotions. We can understand many things. But what computers have been doing for a long time is that they have been really much more productive than us, to be honest, in terms of speed of things that they do. And I think what AI brings into the picture actually is exactly the semantic that was missing into the equation of being fast, but being also semantic and having some sort of an understanding. Yes, today it's primitive. Maybe in 10 years from now, it would be something really we could not even put into words today. So yeah, I think we should not stop thinking. We should not stop designing. Quite the opposite. We should find ways to be better at it with AI.
Yeah, more maybe as an addition. As Stefan said, we don't have to stop the technology because we are just afraid of it, right? I mean, we have to find a way to work with it, how to use it in our advantage. So also the user experience to be better. And at the end of the day, I mean, many technologies till now, they made this fear in people. Either they will lose their job or maybe something bad will happen. But so far, I mean, this also started with computers, right? Computers will take our job, but how many decades passed since the computer was invented? Yeah.
And we only have more work to do, right?
Yeah. So user experience will be more tailored to us, to our needs, and what we want with speed that maybe we can't imagine for now.
And then what do we need to do to prepare for that? Just go and talk to the ChatGPTs, Geminis, and whatever, or something else?
Learn their language, keep up with them, and be open for the changes that are coming, because yes, for now it's just doing some more simple things that we are in the state of experiment currently, but we need to stay informed with how the AI is evolving and try. If we fail, we fail. Again, we will learn something, and then we can continue learning by failing sometime.
what we can do is to learn how to work with it and to guide it and also guide us in the direction that we want. Because currently there are so many unexplored paths to related to AI. We are just at the beginning. I mean, we are just starting to explore what's possible and what will fit us most.
Stefan, anything from you?
There was the Industrial Revolution. There were, I don't know how many, 5, 6, 7 big revolutions like that. I think this is, just the next one. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. With us, without us, probably, I don't know. I don't think any of us here in this room are driving AI. So let's just accept it. It's gonna happen, and let's just see what that would mean for us. How we can be part of be part of that revolution rather than be, left redundant because of it. So.
Let's go AI. Yeah.
Just something came to my mind. Currently, I'm still watching Star Trek. If someone was last year knows about Data, but they show the AI as part of their work, as part of their life, like the holodecks, the everything that is in the spaceship. So they need people to drive the spaceship. It's not only the AI. So I suppose that this will happen with us as well. People will be needed to work together with the AI.
Not help the AI run its job.
Run together.
Okay.
Work together.
I have other questions here, but shall we open it to the audience? Maybe you guys can have questions, ask questions. Yep. Shout, please. If somebody can give a microphone from there.
So the question is this really such a big fear? Because I don't see it. Our job description is to work with users. So our client is a human in the end. So even if AI generates stuff, we still have to test it with users. We can still use the same tools, the same researches that we do. It's just going to change the technical thing behind of the creation of software, maybe. So is it such a big problem if AI comes in so fast? I mean, our job is not really in danger, or?
It's not a big fear. It should not be a big fear. Of course, like my colleagues said that when something new appears, usually this is a human reaction. You usually got afraid that something will happen. And it's human nature to be afraid. But once you get to know what is going on, like now we know that this can only help us, not steal our job, it should not be a fear.
It should not be a fear, but because this is happening really fast. I mean, there are a lot of technologies that appear maybe every day, almost every day. I mean, in different fields, in medicine, in science, in mathematics, space, whatever. We have to find a way to catch up with this and not stay behind.
I don't know, is anyone actually afraid of AI here? Honestly, like, I'm just asking. And why is that? Do you know for yourself? What's the reason?
Well, not particularly, because I agree that it will happen in any case, and we should live with it. But I just thought of an example that recently in America, they made a operation using only robots, and the robots drove like like an instrument through the lady's, the patient's guts, and perforating them, and then she died. So there is a bit of a scare with the fact that if you only leave something to an artificial intelligence machine, that you might have such scenarios. And we can see that in Tesla cars too. So I guess you should always have some sort of method to use people to make a final decision if need be. So I guess that's the only
I see your
scare.
point, and I think that conveys to actually the fear of not being in control to some degree, and that's a normal fear. But still, do we need to be in control all the time? Because that's gonna drive us definitely nuts.
Yeah, well, people down the operating
So,
table, even
yeah.
when operated by humans as well. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, we should not probably forget history, because when they built the skyscrapers, hundreds of people died like the first times. And how many people die today from? Probably many, if they don't, keep the security protocols and all in some countries. But still, I mean, it's probably AI will need some sort of a regulation at some point, which I don't think is
There are
in
things in
place
place
yet.
already. There's
There is
something-
some. There
yeah,
is some.
In the European Union.
But still, I mean, I think we should give it a credit. We should be patient, of course, when it's a matter of a human life that's, a tragedy. But at the same time, that does not mean we should, pull the plug out, or we should probably find more meaningful ways. And I mean, we as product designers know that sometimes, we have the big vision, like the 5-year vision. Well, we have to break it down into steps, and we have to start with something small. We have to, prove the value there, and then expand, and then give it more credit. And if things go bad, we should probably take a step back. And that's us being in control, of course. Yeah, we let some of the control away, but then when needed, we take it back, and that's as many times as we need until we, making something that's gonna be probably saving many more lives than actually risking in a way, or
Absolutely.
putting in risk.
And automation can help a
So
lot.
yeah, I think it's like, for example, also when you're a manager, you have the struggle with delegating stuff. Well, if you don't delegate, you're never gonna go beyond where you are. And I think it's the same with AI. But you have to be careful, really, about what you delegate and what kind of a rapport you build. So, yeah, I mean, we have to be wise. We have to be wise with AI, not just cross fingers and hope for the best.
Just to add, for the regulations, they really need to be strict, and they are already started to think of how to regulate the expansion of the AI. And also, from my perspective, there should be always a fail-safe. There should be always, in the end, someone who can pull the plug. Yeah, we should not rely on 100% on this.
I have one fear. I don't know how grown up and responsible we are as a society. And I think that AI is easily to be corrupted and give the wrong data.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
That's true. We were talking a lot about, and that's what actually, to be honest, I'm not scared of it, but I'm a bit scared of the way we see it. Because, for example, when we talk about, computers code, we say, well, something broke. I mean, yeah, I can break my arm, but usually, I don't break. But then we say AI hallucinates. We start actually to give it a lot of human traits, which I think, for me, it feels a bit too early, because that means that at some point, probably in the very near future, we're going to actually start treating it as a human. And I think then the moral dilemma comes, because if you treat it as a human, what, you have to give it its own rights, or it's a difficult subject. So I think we should be very kind of careful and cautious of how we actually treat it, and how we, build our subconsciousness towards it. because the point where we actually see it as equal to us, that could become a very dangerous, especially if that happens sooner than it should. So that's what actually scares me. But aside from that, as a UX designer, I'm not afraid of it. Actually, I love it. I use it daily. We build products with it. We see where it's good, where it's not so good. And I don't have a reason to be afraid of it yet. But I'm probably more afraid of how human will will impact it and treat it. So yeah, you want to add something?
Maybe something small. I mean, yeah, this is one of the pitfalls. When we are talking about generative AI, for example, it really depends the data that the AI learns from, right? I mean, we already seen such examples where many images or videos or whatever, they appear with white people, for example, but not with other colors and other races. So it's really up to us how we'll teach and, I mean, the future of AIs. So yeah, it's coming from us. Yeah.
Just to add something about how mature are we to use AI, I don't think that we will get to the point where we will be mature enough, because we already see misuse of AI, like the deepfake, like there are already people using video AI just to replace their faces, their voices, just to get to trick people. Yeah, so when we as people have greed and we have those negative feelings, we always will be in nature to use AI.
Okay, we are out of time. You have a question? Is it a short one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I don't know how close I have to be to the microphone. So, do you think we're asking the right question? So you're asking us, are we afraid of AI and blah blah? But isn't the right I mean, not the question, but shouldn't we try to understand how we make users to not be afraid of AI? Because this is the future, right? I mean, more AI features, tools are coming, and we will be the people that have to present this to the users, right? And we have to find, so now when you hear about AI, you imagine ChatGPT, because this is obviously like the most famous thing. But a search bar and a button maybe is not the way that AI is going to be presented always or in the future. So there might be some more complex ways and things. So I think we as a product designers should try to understand more about how to improve the user experience while using AI, right, to the users, how to make them feel more safe, feel that they can, I don't know, have a better experience. Even the example that you gave with the changing user interface, right, the predictive user interface, how are you going to explain this to a user? If tomorrow I open my dashboard and I see something different, because obviously this is the AI calculated a lot of data and decided that this will be better for me, but how exactly we're going to explain this to the user?
First, we need to learn how our users perceive AI. It depends on, of course, on the age group, because people over 50, 60, 70 years old, they will not accept it. They are still not accepting a lot of technologies that we currently have. So first we need to learn how our users perceive this. Then we need to try to educate them. And before we force them to use AI, we need to make sure that this won't make them feel afraid and uncomfortable. So first we probably, again, I will repeat myself, but the most important thing is to know our users. And this AI will not make for us, won't do it for us.
You need very good research on this. I mean, we've seen it also with AR, for example, and Pokemon Go. It was really,
Madness.
yeah, madness at the time. I mean, if you do it right, so to say, you have acceptance. So it's up to you to make your research and understand, and also, as I said, how people perceive AI, what's important for them, and where it can fit in their daily life.
I think that we as designers in this room have all the tools, to do that. Whether it's AI or not, I mean, we know how we should build trust. We know that, for example, we can do it through transparency. We know the laws of the system visibility. Like, I don't think building trust towards AI is different than building trust towards anything else. Of course, probably what is different is some sort of a responsibility, because, I mean, if AI fails people, we will be seen as, part of the group of people that actually failed those customers. But again, I don't think the questions, the tools are missing. I think we have all the tools. I think we have the knowledge. Probably it's a very different paradigm with AI in the picture. But yes, I mean, we have to do our, discovery. We have to test things out. We have to continuously evaluate. We have to really, know what we're doing. And of course, I mean, yes, give the control away, but also, keep the finger on the button, because if things go dangerous, I mean, we have to be prepared for that as well.
It's also a little bit like the dark patterns, right? I mean, the dark pattern design, which can be intentionally used depending on the purpose, and there is also the other side. I mean, the good design and the one that helps you. So, yeah.
And you said this was a short one. Wow. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause.